Hey guys, it is currently January 14th, at least it is for like another 15 to 20 minutes, and I was planning on starting this reading vlog in the morning so my lighting would be halfway decent. I work with natural lighting, so I had to work with what I got, which really isn't much, especially during these months when it's all like cloudy and snowy and stuff. I was gonna go ahead and start reading tonight because I finally just decided to jump into one of the books that I plan to read because I've been procrastinating. More or less, I've just been so anxious about these books that it's like I've been dreading going into them for both entirely different reasons. Let me just go quickly over the books and then I will get to the reason why I started this a day early. Okay, so first off, I plan on reading The Darkest Star by Jennifer Armentrout. I'm on page 72 of this book, and I'll get to this in a second. My main reserves in reading this was because it's been so long since I read the Lux series, so I did have to like read like pretty much the entire plot of the fifth book to remember what happened. I remember the first four, I just could not remember that last one. I have no clue why, especially since so many characters died. Oh, that was probably a spoiler, but I didn't tell you who died, so it's kind of not. Anyways, I was afraid that, one, I thought this was a standalone, and it's not a standalone, it's actually a duology, apparently. So the second book to the series comes out this October, which I'm excited about. But I was really, really anxious about going into this because it's about my favorite character, Luke, and I was just really dreading that she would probably kill him off or something bad would happen and something or another, and it was just like all this anxiety. It's like I already love this world, and it's like, is this going to make me not love this world anymore? The next book I was going to read was Zenith by Sasha Allsbergs and Lindsay Cummings. I've read The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings and I did enjoy it. The writing style was kind of took a little bit of getting used to, but after I got used to it, I really did enjoy the plot of that book. My main reservations about going into this book is, one, I have read pretty much every review, both negative and positive, for this book. I have watched other reviews as well, and going off those, I think writing wise, like I'm looking at books more critically now since I've actually started writing my own book, so I think a lot of the writing aspects will bother me. But as for like other aspects of the book, I haven't read a lot of sci-fi, so at the same time I think I will at least enjoy this book. But I also knew that this book was going to take me a while to get through because I don't want to pay a lot of money for the audiobook, and my library refuses to get the audiobook for this book in. They actually refuse to get a physical copy of this book in, which I don't understand. But my library is really bad about getting new books. I mean, the only time they really get new books is when I donate the books, so yeah. At least for the young adult section. The other sections, I mean, they have a lot of other donators for. One of them happens to be my aunt. So I was anxious about going into this book, mainly because of all the negative and positive reviews. It's like either really harsh on one end of the spectrum or like really just so much praise on the other end of the spectrum. I will tell you right now, I will not be rating this book a 1 star, and I will not be rating this book a 5 stars. I rarely feel like a book deserves either one of those ratings. It will get either a 2, 3, or 4 stars. So I'm just letting you know that right now. I mean, I feel like the only time I give 1 star reviews out, which I have given several books 1 stars, but that's only been like if they've like triggered me in some horrible way, and if this does that, I mean, it has to do it in a really horrible way to get a 1 star. I mean, like 2 boys kissing kind of bad. Or I don't know, I even gave Leon the Offbeat a 2 stars, so I don't know, it would have to be really, really bad for me to give it a 1 star. 5 star, it'd have to blow my mind. It'd have to be like Illuminae and Gemina good. It'd have to be Harry Potter good for me, or Percy Jackson good for me to give it a 5 stars. I even give some of the Percy Jackson books 4 stars. I mean, that's telling you how much I don't give out 5 stars or 1 stars. I mean, I don't do that. But I spent way too long talking about that. Right now I want to tell you why I had to make this video tonight. Or at least start it tonight. Because I spoiled myself horribly for, like, the main plot twists of this book Granted, if you read the Lux series and you know about the love interest that Luke has in that series, then you pretty much connect the dots. I mean, it's been like 2 years since I read that series, and I came to the conclusion I came to like 72 pages in. I mean, as soon as Archer and Damien seemed to know Evie, I pretty much knew that something was going on, and that it was something that had to have happened in the Lux series. Because, I mean, it's 4 years difference between the Lux series and this series. I don't know. It was just weird to me. And I just, at the back of my, if Luke hadn't been my favorite character, I wouldn't have remembered the possible relationship that he had with a human. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't want any spoilers for this book, do not look up anything except for like a brief overview of the series. It's like, if you don't want to read the original series but you want to read this book, you can read like all of the plot lines. I mean, one, I highly recommend you read that series, especially before reading this book, because you get to know and love all of the characters. But if you don't want any spoilers for this book, specifically, do not look up Luke. Do not look him up. Do not look up any words or names that are attached to his profile. Just don't look anything up. Because if you've read the series, you will figure out on your own, like within the first 100 pages, exactly what is going on without spoiling yourself. I mean, like I said, I'm only 72 pages in. I wrote a note before I even looked into what I was looking into, because I don't want to say it just in case I do. Like, I can't really say what I looked up without spoiling you guys for what it is. And granted, I didn't spoil myself for the entirety of the plot twist. I did spoil myself for a majority of it. I do not know the entire role that Evie's mother plays. I don't know how the situation would work out or what age she was when everything happened. But I spoiled myself for the big twist, so I'm kind of very pissed at myself for that. I wasn't intending on doing that. I thought about it. I thought about spoiling myself because this was confusing the hell out of me. I was like, how is this possible? But I'm also really sorry about my voice. It's that time of year that my voice just likes to just kill me slowly, and yeah, I'm talking way too much for it right now. Anyways, so far I've made quite a few notes, and it's all leading up to, it's like the first 70 or 61 pages, I was so confused, and then it's like all of a sudden my brain clicked on, and I was like, wait, is this person, and is this what's happening? But the deal and everything, I mean, I just looked into a certain character, and it spoiled everything for me. If you guys want to know what character I looked up, so you specifically don't look up this character, just ask me, and just ask me in the comments or send me a private message. I think that's a thing on YouTube. If it's not a thing on YouTube, just go to my Twitter page or my Instagram and just message me on there, and I will get back to you as fast as possible and tell you the name so you don't look it up or spoil yourself. Or maybe you do want to spoil yourself. I don't know. But I mean, I am just so mad and disappointed in myself for doing that. And I mean, I will admit that now things are going to make a lot more sense. I mean, I'm not going to be like super confused through this entire thing, wondering how all of this was possible, only for it to like be told to us in the last 100 to 50 pages, because that's most likely what's going to happen. So I don't have to worry about knowing and being confused and everything, because I already know, and I'm just so upset. The only positive with this is, even knowing that big twist, I still don't know what's going to happen in the book. I mean, there's still, I mean, even though I'm almost 100 pages in and like almost nothing has happened, there's still a lot that can happen that I have no clue. I'm completely in the dark about. But yeah, this was basically me just needing to get this out of my system because I'm so pissed at myself, and I needed to rant a little bit about it. So I will see you guys later, hopefully when it's brighter out. Good afternoon, everyone. I say good afternoon because it's a little after 2 o'clock, and I haven't been very productive today. I mean, I woke up, I ate a salad after my workout, and that's pretty much all I've really done. Right now, I am currently uploading a video to YouTube while watching Ninja play Fortnite. Wow, that lighting was crap. But I'm actually uploading my January bullet journal flip through. You guys have probably already seen that video go up, as I plan for this vlog to like last until the end of January. But reading wise, I haven't done much reading. I left you guys on the last update. I was on page 72, 73, something like that. And right now I am on page 124. So I haven't read a lot, but I have read quite a bit actually. I don't think I'm actually going to finish this book today, but I'm going to try my hardest to like at least get to like the 250 page mark if possible. I would very much like that. I mean, that would put me a lot further into the book. I mean, it's only like 366 pages in total. So, I mean, it's not very long, and I'm hoping I can just fly right through the rest of it, even though nothing has happened yet. I was expecting like at least 100 pages in something to happen, and besides like the whole Luke mother encounter, nothing's really happened. And even that was very anticlimactic. I was expecting like something a lot more dramatic to happen. So yeah, right now I'm just going to wait until this video uploads, then try to get myself to stop watching Fortnite, and I'm gonna get back to reading. So I will see you guys later when I have read a significant amount. Okay, so I've read quite a bit, and I honestly didn't plan on updating you guys until tomorrow. I'm currently on page 168. But I didn't plan on like updating you guys until tomorrow because it started getting dark out at like 5 o'clock, and it's not like pitch black, and you know, my lighting sucks. So the reason I'm actually updating you guys is because two things. One, I could not stop laughing at this scene where she actually gets to see his abs for the first time. I understand that they probably are very nice and very touchable and everything, but it's like, I don't need to read an entire page or 2 pages about his abs or any other part of his body. It's like, okay, we get it. I'm done. Please stop. So I just couldn't stop laughing at that part. And then the whole reason she's here in the first place to see his nice abs is because he knows something about her mother, and he's going to tell her and everything. But once she gets inside and he's like, well, why are you here? I mean, both of them know why she's really there. And her response is, I don't know why I came. And she says it 2 or 3 times. And it's like, yes, you know why you came. And here at the end, she's very adamant that she doesn't know why she came. Even she herself, like, I mean, she's not just saying this because of like, he's being an ass and she don't know why she even bothered to come to him. It's like she legitimately doesn't know why she's there. And it makes no sense to me. It's like, you had this conversation last night. You know why you're there. You're there to learn the secrets about your mother. In the next chapter, I mean, she admits to this. She was here for that reason. It's like, then why in the hell were we going through this whole chapter of you like, I don't know why I came here? It's frustrating. It is so frustrating. And the fact that I know the plot twist that's supposed to happen, that I know exactly what her mother's keeping from her and whatnot, kind of makes me a little less frustrated. If I hadn't accidentally spoilt myself and I had no clue what was happening or like what the connection between her and Luke was, like, I mean, I would have remembered her mother from the first series, but it's like I wouldn't know her tie in all this. So I would have been completely lost, and I would be 10 times more frustrated. So in this sense, I'm almost glad I spoiled myself because I'm less frustrated than I would be. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the night is I'm just going to read, hopefully get another 100 pages read, and I may read while rewatching Case Closed. If you guys haven't seen that anime, I highly recommend it. It's not all adapted into English, and I really haven't taken the time to look into watching the other seasons in Japanese, which I really should do because, I mean, I love the first few seasons that are out in English. But yeah, those are my plans for tonight. Nothing too exciting. If I get frustrated again, I'll probably update you guys. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to really do another little update segment until I've finished the book. Hey guys, I finally finished The Darkest Star. Probably about 10 minutes ago I wrote my review. I'm really sorry that you can hear crying in the background, but I'm currently babysitting that thing, and I can't really leave her alone for more than a few seconds until my mom gets back with my twin nieces. I'm gonna close my door at least. And anyways, yeah, I was gonna update you guys on my thoughts about The Darkest Star. I wrote my review on Goodreads, but I'm really not 100% sure where my thoughts are, like, concrete, because, I mean, I can change that review at any time. But I think I'll probably wait until like the end of this vlog to like give you guys like a solid wrap up of my thoughts about the book. I did really like the book, but I don't know, it didn't have the same, it was more of a tense atmosphere throughout the entire book in comparison to the other ones I've read of hers. Usually they're really fast paced and I can just fly right through them. This one was very different, and I don't know, it's not my favorite, even though I love Luke so much. Something I did do last night is I worked on the reading page for The Darkest Star, because if you guys have watched my January flip through, you know I do like these full page things, like review pages for books I've read, and this is it so far. I haven't really worked much on it. I have just done the title in the best form of calligraphy I can, so it matches the cover text, and I've added constellations. And then the rest of it's just going to look like the rest of them. It's going to have a star rating system, it's going to have the picture of the book and the formatting stuff here, and then the reviews going in the middle. And I will also say right now that even though I finished this book, I am not going to jump right into Zenith. I'm probably going to take about a 4-day break from reading, and I'm going to spend those 4 days writing. So I guess I'll update you guys, you know, when I actually start reading Zenith, which will probably be sometime next week. Right now it's actually January 16th, so probably around the 20th or so I'll probably actually get back to reading. Okay, so it's been like 8 days, I think, since I last updated you guys. I'm pretty sure that's right. My last update was on Wednesday, which was the 16th, and it's now the 25th. So, it's been a while. Now, you may be thinking, I've probably gotten a lot of reading done in that time. But like I said in my last update, I did plan on writing, and I did do a lot of writing. And, oh boy, was that a trip. I made a lot of changes to Project Valentine, and I decided that it'd be easier for me to write if I did like a chapter outline, because I didn't know how many chapters was in this book until I actually completed the outline, and I'd actually have to look at my notes to see how many chapters it actually is. I think it's around 30 some, I don't know. But the point is, while I was doing this outline, I decided that I wanted to write it in dual point of view. So the first 3 chapters are still in my main character Oliver's point of view, but then from there on it swaps between him and Jaden. And hopefully, I feel like it's flowing better as I'm writing it, but hopefully it actually does flow better. I feel like I can do a lot more foreshadowing as well, since I have another point of view to work with. I don't know, it's just like I feel less constricted doing it in dual point of view. And the only thing I'm really worried about at this point is like the voices sounding too similar. But basically I spent from Thursday to I think Tuesday just writing, and I actually finished 4 chapters. And that may not sound like a lot, because I know a lot of people like push out like anywhere between 1,500, 3,000 and like 5,000 words a day, and I can't do that. I'm very much like I'm a mood reader, I'm a mood writer, and I can't word vomit on a page. I actually tried doing that in the last chapter I worked on, and it worked kind of well because the only thing I word vomited was the dialogue. So I basically just went in and like filled in all of the details after I got like a little bit of dialogue filled in and everything. So that was fine. Normally I can't do that though. I mean, when I write, I mean, everything has to, I have to read it and I have to, let's put it this way. If you've ever wrote fan fiction, you know a lot of them are like not edited at all. Well, I usually have 3 drafts of each chapter when I write fan fiction. So it's like the first draft, I read it, and it has to be something that I would feel comfortable like putting on that site for other people to read. But I don't. I usually go to the second draft, I make a lot of edits, more details get added in or stuff gets taken away so it flows better. And then I do a third draft where I just basically go through and do all of my spelling errors and everything like that. So that's basically how I'm writing this book. My first draft, I want to feel more like, I don't know, I just want it to be like a very, very detailed first draft that I'd be okay with people actually reading. I don't really know if that made sense to you guys. Hopefully it did. But other than that, I actually spent the last 2 days working on my February spreads, and you may be thinking 2 days is a long time to be working on that, but my sleep schedule has been really effed up. And not only that, it's, you wouldn't expect these pages to take so long to do, but they actually are very time consuming. And as you may have guessed, I have gotten absolutely no reading done. And Goodreads has let me know this by telling me that I'm 1 book behind schedule. It's like, I know, stop glaring at me every time I come onto this site. I do, in fact, plan on starting Zenith tonight. I actually started to, you know, start reading it a couple days ago, but then my nieces came over and I was like, I'm not gonna read and write while they're here. So that's when I started my February spread pages, and yeah. So I kind of just pushed this book to the side until I could finish those, and now I literally have nothing to do for the next 2 days except watch Twitch streams, so it gives me perfect opportunity to grind out hopefully half of this book at least. So I'm probably not going to get too much reading done because my sleep schedule is still effed up and it is currently 5:30 in the afternoon. So the day is pretty much over and I've still not started reading. But I am starting this bad boy tonight. Besides shiny hunting Pokemon on Pokemon Let's Go, I really have nothing planned. So I gotta get this book read. Next time I update you guys, hopefully I'll at least be 25 pages into this book. Actually, I think this book starts on page like 9 or 10 or something. It starts on page 9. So hopefully I'll at least be 25 pages in by the time I talk to you guys next. As you guys can tell, I'm not setting the bar very high. As long as I finish this book by the end of January, or maybe a couple days into February, depends on what all happens, yeah, I'm good.